this tender is really to replace damaged and leaking pipes. I'll take it as read.
Okay. Any questions of Alan on this? That's the Mangakino water main and Turangi water main renewals.
Just a question on the funding. This funding would be a targeted rate?
It's budgeted under the water renewals budget, so yes, it would be a target
rate. The reason I raise it, when I went through all the water charges from around our different district schemes, Mangakino in fact has a drop of $1.24, and I think Turangi goes up 65 cents. I'm just wondering how they're going to cover this expenditure.
The reserves are already collected, so in other words it's just part of that renewals budget that has been accounted for over a period of time to build up the funds to enable the work to be done.
So that, Your Worship, is part of the depreciation?
Part of the depreciation.
I'd like to move the
Thanks,
resolution.
Councillor Stewart. Moved by Councillor Stewart, seconded by Councillor Truman. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Against? Carried. Item 10, extension of the street light maintenance.
When the original contract was let, it was done on a 3+1+1. This is the end of the 3 years. What is being suggested is the extension of that first year, and we will then look at the need to maybe go out and tender at that particular point of time. At that stage, the handover of the ETA would have occurred, etc., and we'd have a clearer idea of what our requirements are for street lighting.
Councillor Kozlowski.
Correct me if my arithmetic is wrong, but in the original first 3 years, the cost per annum was about $234,000, whereas the current extension is proposed at $290,000. Is that within acceptable industry levels?
Yeah, it's acceptable. What you find is that based on the experience of the first 3 years, it helps set the requirement for the next year. If you think back to the Fulton Hogan extension of the 3 water contract, that jumped up in that 4th year based on their experiences during the 3 years. So it was deemed to be an acceptable amount.
Okay, thank you.
The contract is performing?
Yes.
Cool.
Stephen, is this an Australian company?
Transfield?
Yep.
Are they?
I'm sure. Yep. Australasian.
All right. Thank you, Councillor Harvey. Have moved that, and seconded by Councillor Jollins. Oh, were you going to ask a question? Sorry.
Have we had a quote for LED lighting? Is that a terrible thing to ask?
That's something that we will be taking into account when we
1 more year
during the next year.
Okay.
But yes, seconded.
Yep. Cool. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Against? Carried. Item number 11, Tupata Road, Māori Land Court update. Robert.
Your Worship, Councillors, this is just a brief update because we've had a formal decision on part decision, if you like. This is a long history dating back, well, in some ways dating back to 1938, but in terms of the Māori Land Court proceedings dating back to 2009, the court has finally issued a decision following a hearing in the middle of the year. The crucial thing from the council's point of view was that the debate was about whether Tupara and its adjoining roads in Acacia Bay were still legal roads. The court has found that they are. However, that's not the end of the story. The appeal period is still running. I think it ends next week. And there are still 3 applications in front of the court. So this is an update. Once we know what the adjoining owners are going to do, then obviously I'll come back to the council with the next steps.
Okay, thanks, Rob. Any questions of Rob? Straightforward. Okay, we have a suggested resolution there. Thanks. Moved by Councillor Park, seconded by Councillor Stewart. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Against? Carried. Item number 12. Tina. Meeting dates, council engagements. Any to be added in, Tina, or?
It's just a couple, one more to add. Sorry. So there's a new one on Monday the 23rd of March, telling the Waikato story, so that's Waikato Regional Council, from 2 till 4. And the other thing to note, the council meeting for March will be held out at Mangakino, so I've confirmed that with Pouakani.
Sorry, just
Sorry,
through the chair,
Councillor
Tina, with the Fred committee, that's actually Tuesday the 3rd rather than Monday the 2nd, would that be right? It's just a typo at the top?
Yeah, Tuesday.
Tuesday, sorry, yep.
Yeah,
Right.
Good, so I'm busy.
Tuesday.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Councillor Park. Any, Councillor Truman?
Oh, just put my apologies in for the whole month of March, because I'll be overseas.
Cool. Okay, thanks, Tina. Suggested resolution there. Thanks. Moved by Councillor Park, seconded by Councillor Harvey. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Against? Carried. Item number 13. So members' reports. Who would like to hand those in?
Your Worship, if I could just briefly, as the Chair of the Emergency Management Committee, which we had the other day, it was the last meeting of Phil Parker as our Principal Rural Fire Officer / Emergency Manager. I'd just like to have it minuted, appreciation to Phil, and congratulations to him on his acceptance of a ministerial award in Parliament this evening. And although you and I both tried every which way we could to get there, it just wasn't going to be possible today. It's the first sort of significant award for this district in this area, and I just, I think he certainly deserves a good clap on the back from the Mayor when he gets back.
Thanks, Councillor Park. And he will be formally acknowledged by the Council at some stage, and I think we have a informal farewell for him, which will probably start out formal but probably end up informal. So you're dead right. It's not every day you get a ministerial award for services to the community, especially the emergency management. And of course, last week we had a major fire, which he was happy to be, Johnny on the spot, which was fantastic. So we'll formally recognise that when he's back.
I don't think we could leave him leave quietly, Your Worship.
No, exactly. All right, Councillor Hickling, Stable points, have you got? Latest?
I did get a pack of meat yesterday.
Oh, pack of meat, okay.
You put me on the spot there, Mr. Mayor. I'd just like to say a big thank you to all the councillors for allowing me to go to a Chair's training workshop at Te Amutu. It was attended by 3 councillors and 2 officers from Hamilton. There was only one of the councillors at Hamilton that was a chair. The other 2 were just ordinary councillors. There was board, just ordinary councillors.
We're just councillors.
That's all right. That's okay. I am a chair, so I can say that. There was a board chair from Waipa. There was actually a chair of a youth council in whakaaro, somewhere around that area. It was really interesting for me because we went through a lot of reports, like our council received reports and the content of those reports and the structure. And I think we are very fortunate to get the reports that we do get and the format that they're in, because it was fairly obvious from some of the comments from Hamilton
that their reports are not that very well structured. Thanks, Rob. I think we are there doing, getting the right information with the right sort of format and the other thing that was really interesting, particularly for me, was the conflict of interest, because there was case law in terms of members of clubs.
Yes, Mr. Hickley.
And the information that was given was a little bit of an eye-opener, and appreciated the overall sort of mix of the members that was there. And so thank you again for supporting me in attending that meeting. And I would say to all councillors, it would be very beneficial, even if you're not a chair of the council, to attend one of these meetings, because it dealt with conflict of interest, chairing a meeting, and standing orders. And I think it was well worth attending. So thanks again. Thank you.
Thanks, Barry. And yeah, the conflict of interest is interesting.
Interesting.
So if you've got the information to share with us, it'll be good.
Yeah.
If you've got any pamphlets or whatever.
There's no pamphlet.
It's always a difficult one.
I've got the manual.
Yeah.
But,
Okay, but if anyone's got any particular queries, they could ask.
Yeah, sure.
Ask you regarding that. Yeah.
Thanks,
Councillor. Appreciate you going too. And you're busy, so that's cool. All right. So we have a suggested recommended resolution there. The members' reports be received. They can hand it in to Shani and Tina. It'll be good. I have a mover for that, please. Move Councillor Boddy, thank you. Seconded by Councillor Williamson. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Against? Carried. Okay, we've got a resolution there to exclude the public. We'll probably do that now, and then we'll have a short adjournment for tea and go from there. So, for the reasons outlined, and I think we've got a couple of visitors coming in, but we can sort that out, Tom.
We'll need to add those as the second part of the resolution to the other one.
Okay. For item number 20, Mr. Anthony Blight from our Evaluation and Audit Committee will be attending that, so I'll just add that to the resolution, that he be included. So if I could have a mover, please, for Councillor Hickling, seconded by Councillor Stewart. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Those against? Carried. Okay, thank you.